Please take your seat immediately. We're about to land.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Finish the Race BL, aka Victory Lap. I am Liz, the host of this channel, and as many of you know, that I had recently taken a trip to Nigeria earlier this year. Well, I left in December, came back in January, and but I believe my last video was completed of my journey on in some, I think the second week of March. But I officially had came back on January the 16th. And as I was playing out the course of days or weeks that I was still there in Nigeria, I had took the opportunity to go on a spiritual fast. And that spiritual fast was going to be 30 days, but it ended up being like over I think 50, let me see, 14, 9 and 4 is 13, 43. So I think it was like 42 or 43 days fast. But then my last 21 days of the 43 days, I went on a no food um, and only water fast. And oh, something is happening to my screen. I don't know what's going on here. It just got like completely bright. Let me see if I can. That's weird. I don't know what just happened. I don't know if you can see it on your end. I don't know. But anyways, so this is weird. Why is it doing that? Y'all, if the screen looks kind of funny, I don't know what just happened. It just went like completely bright. And I don't know if, okay, now it just adjusted itself. I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, I went on a 42-day fast. The first couple of weeks was like a challenge for me. And it was a spiritual fast. And I know some of you may not understand what that is. And some of you may do. That trip to Nigeria was very eye-opening for me. And there were some things that I had to put into perspective on if this is what I am ready to do, because this is going to be a life-changing event for me. And then also dealing with the financial issues that has been going on with my family. Guys, my screen is doing something and I don't want to edit this video and I don't want to start over. So we're just going to have to just do it just like this. Maybe it would adjust itself as I continue. But anyways, I'm just going to do it like this. So there were some challenging things that I was able to see there, some things that I had observed with my family, with the environment, with the people, with the business, with myself, with the climate, just a lot, dealing with family members, dealing with the locals, just good and bad. And I will be doing a video on the pros and the cons. And when you see this video, you're going to be like, whoa, Liz. I don't want to say too much, but I'm going to say this. I had more cons than I did pros. And I'm going to explain that in full detail once I do the video. But right now, this video is to just kind of like say a quick hello, also explain what I've been doing. And then also, let me just go back into the spiritual fast. Like the spiritual fast was just helping me to really determine, well, I already know that I'm going to move to Africa. And it's still up in the air on whether Nigeria is the place for me in the meantime. But I'm going to do a video about that, explaining the reasons why. But the spiritual fast was helping me to kind of like to give myself an open ear to the Lord to help guide me and direct me on my path and my journey to get there. Because this is one of the reasons why I started this channel. And I want to be completely open and honest about my experience. And on my next video, I will give you a detailed video on the pros and cons and the things that I was happy and not happy about. And some things that I saw within myself while I was there, and even afterwards when I came back to the US, there were some things that I recognized about myself that I realized that I was still dealing with trauma that we are still enduring here in the US, trauma that I've dealt with in my past with my family. I have PTSD. I have anger issues that I saw that really aroused me in certain situations that when I was there in Nigeria, and it's stuff that stems from the root of hatred that is in this country that has built a hard callus on my heart that I want to remove from myself. I realized that I was carrying something with me that I know that I've been dealing with for some time, but I want to be completely cleansed and rid myself of any type of negative toxicity that I have developed over the years with dealing with unfair treatment, with the systematic racism system that is here in the US, and then also the systematic racism system that has affected my family, that also has trickled down, that has affected me as a child and also as an adult, based on the behavior and treatment that has been triggered and targeted towards the Black African American family. And I realized that there is a healing process that I have to go through in order for me to grow and go beyond of what I have been suffering for so many years, ever since I've been born into this into the land that has been stolen from the original people who have been here, the native Indians, the Aborigines, our history that has been stolen from us, our heritage, our culture, our every being of who we are. And just to have to go into study and learn more of who I am based off what was taken from us and taken from me. And it angers me deeply. And then it angers me deeply that when I went back home and realized that people in Africa just don't know anything about this. They don't know anything. And they don't understand that when I react to certain, well, when I react to certain, in a certain way, to certain things that I see that is happening within the country that I'm in Nigeria, they're wondering why are you so blunt, or you're so, maybe in their ways, abrasive or hostile, or whatever, how they want to interpret it within themselves. They don't understand the struggle that we've been through to understand why I am tough or aggressive in a certain way. And I realized that, wow, I've been living my life like this for so long, and not even realizing that it's affecting the people that are around me, because I've been affected by the poisonous evilness that has overtaken us, and that has not allowed me to live a happy, free life of being myself and my being of a Black woman. Like the freedom that they have to just go off, and when I say the freedom that they have, we're talking about Caucasian white people that have who have given themselves the privilege to live in freedom, to live and being happy of who they are, whether if it's good or evil. And I realized that I've never had that true freedom to be me because of so much of what we have to endure in living in America. You know, I even realized that when I came back from Nigeria to here, I had to alter my attitude. I had to alter the way that I speak and talk and react to people. I even noticed that it's like I almost had to become in a way of submissiveness to not be too black in order to make a white person feel comfortable. And I was over here like, what am I doing? It's almost not almost, it was like a slavery mentality that I have developed, and not even realizing that I have been conditioned to behave in a certain way in order to be either accepted or to be not looked at as aggressive or not being in my place. Like unconsciously, I noticed that I was altering certain ways, like even in the grocery store, or I don't know. It was so weird that I was identifying these things. And it's not to say that I've never identified it before, but it was so much more profound coming back from Africa to here and see the shift in my behavior than the freedom that I had when I was in Africa. Now, it's not to say that I cannot have that same freedom of mindset that I had in Africa also here in America, because you can. However, I noticed that when you're in the environment, there is a spiritual realm that is controlling the narrative of your spiritual existence. We are spiritual beings living inside this vessel, this body that we're in, right? And believe it or not, when you're amongst an evil presence, it affects you in such a way that it would alter the way that you think, behave, speak, react, move about, what you eat. It's so many layers to what is going on that you don't even know consciously that is happening. So you're in an unconscious mindset, not realizing that you are adapting and behaving, in such a way that you have been controlled to operate in. And I know I'm kind of shifting off back and forth in different topics, but it was so profoundly evident to me to realize what was happening within my own spirit and within my own existence. And I had to step away and and assess my spiritual needs, my spiritual understanding, my well-being, and then also outline a path that would get me to the place where I need to be in order to have that freedom of peace, the freedom of being who I am, the freedom of not seeing things as black and white. All the hatred that's going on, the shooting, the constant shooting and harassment, and these kids are now are amping up the violence that is going on here in the US, because this US is so toxic right now that is affecting everybody. And there are so many people that are walking around blindly or ignoring the signs of what's going on within their own families, within themselves, within the community, that they just let this keep just going on like nothing is happening. Like there's no type of awareness, public awareness, to say we need to alter what we're doing. And we need to start within the family, because these kids are going out here starting to kill people. They're so aggressive and disrespectful, where they're not respecting their people who are around them, because they're not being taught in the family. Because I was back in the days, even though I was not raised by my mother from a certain age, But the little bit that was taught in the community is that you respect your elders and you respect the people who are around you. You don't go off and just these young kids are just going off talking very disrespectful out of their mouth. They don't respect their parents. They're not respecting the people who are around them. I mean, it's just, I don't mean to go off topic. I'm just sorry. It is so much that is going on that people are giving a blind eye to it because they're so fixated on the vain things that is going on in this world with beauty, vanity. Who got the biggest butt? Who is who got the latest clothes that's going on? Who is got the fancy car that's going on, the big house that's going on? The it's all about materialistic. Who got the biggest bag? Who's going out to get the biggest bag? And it's like they're looking and searching for the wrong things. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong for being successful, but your whole attention can't be just focused on that, to where you don't even focus on what's going on with the family or within your own attitude, because your attitude is more like, I'm going to get the respect based on the money, power, and the respect. The spiritual thing has been completely eliminated from the family because everything is about money now. They don't care about what's going on with the violence. People are getting so violent in such a way is because they're trying to seek this bag, this money that is taking them away from, okay, what we need to do to build our family and the foundation in a spiritual right way of doing things, right? If you're going to build a legacy from your family, let's not do it on the expense of hurting someone else, fraud, losing your family because you're so eager and hungry to go after trying to impress your friends and your family and your coworkers, people who really don't care about you, but your focus on is that I'm getting this, I'm getting that, and people are doing anything by any means necessary, selling their bodies, selling these things that is not, me personally, is healthy to the female anatomy or the male perspective of things. Like there's so much that I want to discuss in the next following the videos, a series of videos of what I've been observing, and also in the YouTube world. There are so many YouTubers that is out there that's creating content about this, the diaspora, the repatriation. There are so many of you YouTube content creator that's talking about this repatriation move, and yet, how should I say it? I'm trying to be clear because I have so much that I want to discuss that I just been dealing with the past couple of months, is that you guys are putting information out that is blindly guiding people who are like sheep that is led to a slaughter because you yourself is confused about your own purpose and journey of why you're there. And now you're misleading people on your false narrative or your perspective of things. And I really believe that people, that if you're going to follow someone when it comes to content creative information that is on YouTube, please use discernment when listening to these people. When I'm watching someone on YouTube, I'm very analytical. I'm writing down what they're saying, or I'm taking a mental note of what they're saying. And when, as they're speaking, I'm writing down some key points that they're saying, whether if it's good or bad. Most of it, I want it to be good. But sometimes I see through the narrative and I said, this person here is not being completely honest, or they're saying certain things to get the views. And then either they themselves are not competent enough to even, or they are, but they're doing a certain narrative to either get the numbers, or they believe what they're saying is being factual and true, or or they're coming from a mindset where um, there's a scripture that comes to mind that said, "Lean not onto your own understanding." There are some things that you may think that appears or you believe to be factual, and it's not. It's coming from ignorance. It's coming from your own personal experience that you think to be truth or to be facts, and it's not. And there's a lot of people who are walking around blindly or in ignorance and believing what these people are saying, and they're drawn into their false narrative or their I got a dream speech or some type of I got the answers because I've had the experience. I know it all. No, you don't know it all. None of us do. We're all learning this day by day. If you're not walking the walk, don't talk it. There's going to be a series of videos that I am going to show you as an example, not to tear down my brothers and sisters, but to educate you on how to keep a spiritual eye open on what people are saying out there. And so that you can take back and assess the information yourself and say, okay, is this someone that I really want to follow that is giving me part of the truth and not the whole truth? What's the purpose in that? Of helping the community when you over here giving up information that what clearly it shows that you're blind yourself, and now you got the blind leading the blind. But I want you all guys to be able to see and to also to be able to analyze what people are saying, to say for yourself to say, okay, is this okay? Yeah, they're giving some good points, but at the same time, they kind of contradict themselves, or this is not to be true because you know it not to be true. Is this something that you want to continue to follow? Is this something that you want to continue to hear? Me personally, if I'm trying to be, if I want to absorb some type of information that I know is going to help me, I don't want to just give half of the information that is truth and half that is not. I don't want to go follow someone or listen to some content that give you half-ass information or or guidance or direction or instruction to something. There's a lot of people that I had to cut off, and I'm like, you know what? If you can't give me something that is is to be helpful and truthful and factual information based off on true experiences or research that you've done yourself, or you just going off the top of your head and you just saying whatever because it sounds good. Me personally, I want a person that I can actually look at and say, you know what, this person seemed to have sound information. And then my spiritual discernment is telling me, yes, this is good. But if my spiritual discernment is telling me, oh no, there's a red flag right there, why would I continue to follow somebody that has continual red flags in the information that they are providing? Be careful who you're following. I really did not mean to kind of go into this whole lecture or scolding or whatever, but there is so much that I have witnessed, discerned, seen, not only in the YouTube content portion of it, but just an overall analysis of what has been going on in the US, what I had witnessed while I was in Nigeria. And I want to kind of help to give my perspective and my personal experience on what I've seen and what that it may help someone else to help determine or not if this would be the right choice for them to do, to make a huge move of moving to a whole nother country, a whole nother continent, dealing with certain things that you're going to have to deal with that is going to be good and bad. So I see right now I'm at 25 minutes and 56 seconds. I'm so sorry to go this long. I actually wanted this to be like a 5-minute video, but my next series of videos will be explaining the things that I've experienced in Nigeria, the things that I've been seeing here in the US, and also in the YouTube world with dealing with the diaspora. I just want to give my point of view of what I have seen and how I feel about certain things. And it may not come off as pleasant as my other videos have been in the past, but I'm tired of keeping my mouth shut. I'm tired of keeping stuff to myself that I'm looking at and witnessing, and I'm like, what in the world is going on with us? We all need to just stop and kind of reflect on ourselves and the purpose of what we're doing, and most importantly, getting the healing process that we need in order for us to think clearly and to see things clearly, because obviously we're not, because we're so filled with so much stuff that we need to release and let go from our past experience in order for us to help and direct our brothers and sisters with a clear mindset of love, of patience for one another, of understanding of the struggles of what our other and brothers and sisters are going through right now. We have to be patient with them. And there's a lot of YouTube content creator out there dealing with the diasporas. There's a lot of you out there that I can see spiritually that we have to be patient with you because you're going through your process, but at the same time, you're spewing bad and false information out there with those who are following you that is going to lead them astray or lead them into failure or lead them in a mindset that is not going to help them nor their family nor our community. We're going to dig deep in this, and I'm going to try my best to be the example of what a Black woman should be and what I should be doing as far as in my part in the community, because we all need each other. We all need to help one another. So I don't want to continue on because I can be long-winded. I know I can be long-winded. Thank you for clicking on this video. Sorry for my absence. I needed to kind of recollect myself and align myself spiritually back on track on what I need to do to focus on my journey back to repatriate back home to Mama Africa. Thank you for tuning in again. As always, guys, it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish the race. If you fall down, get back up and get back on track. Find a support system, find someone that you know that can help you, to guide you and lead you in the right direction. And I hope my channel will be one of those places that you can come to get that information, to get that support, to get that whatever it is that you need to get. I'm here for you. Thank you so much. See you until the next video. Bye, guys.